Hey guys, it's Mike again from the M-Mary2 channel. Today I've got the V911 RC helicopter from WLTOYS here. We're going to do a review of it, some flight testing, then I'll give you some final thoughts. Just some full disclosure on this heli. This was sent to me from T-Mart to do a review. So I want to thank T-Mart for doing that. So the V911, it's a 4-channel ready-to-fly helicopter. It's got everything that you need to fly it. The only thing you need to add are 6 AA batteries for the transmitter. The radio system runs on 2.4 gigahertz. And it's sold in 5 different canopy styles. So I've had a chance to play around with it a little bit. I'll give you some of my initial thoughts, and then we'll do some flight testing. So this is the V911 helicopter from WLTOYS. It's a 192 millimeters from one end of the rotor blade to the other. It weighs just 32 grams with the battery installed, so it's pretty lightweight. I'll throw some specifications on the screen so that you can know all of the details. This helicopter just has one set of blades here, unlike some of the other coaxial type ones that I've seen. And this isn't a coaxial, but the coaxial ones typically have 2 blades, but this only has one pair, which is nice. And it's got a fly bar on the top to help balance it. It does include an extra set of blades should these break for your rotor blades, and an extra tail rotor blade. So as I mentioned before, this is a 4-channel helicopter. So it's got your throttle, yaw, roll, pitch, just like any typical hobby grade helicopter, which is great. It also has a gyroscope to help with stability. So not only can you fly this indoors, but you can also fly it outdoors and a little bit of wind. So we'll do some flight testing a little bit later and see how well that works. And as far as its construction, it's mostly plastic. It does have a carbon fiber tail boom on the back here, which is nice to see. And of course the main rotor shaft is going to be steel. And because it's plastic, I think you have you got more flexibility and forgiveness for crashes, which is good to see. But that is the V911 helicopter. Okay, here we've got the transmitter. It's a 2.4 gigahertz radio system. It has an LCD backlight, and I'll turn that on here. You can also hear an audible indicator. It's got red LEDs to indicate that it's on. They're a little bit difficult to see here in the bright lights, but they are very bright. This is a typical Mode 2 transmitter that I have here with trims on all 4 channels. You can see these silver tabs here. And it also features dual rates with this switch over here. The manual says that its range is about 25 to 35 meters, which is about 82 to 114 feet. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the transmitter and the LCD screen here. So you'll notice up here in the upper left corner it says Mode 1, and that indicates it's in low rates. If you hit the button in the upper left corner on the transmitter, it'll switch to Mode 2, which indicates high rates. In the upper left, it also indicates the signal strength. I don't think this actually indicates any strength, even though it shows some bars there. It's not really, didn't seem to change when I tested it. On the upper right corner, it shows the battery strength, and actually has bars listed here. So this is the transmitter battery strength. I'm a little disappointed in this because the batteries in this are pretty new, and after just using it a little bit, the battery strength is already showing lower. So hopefully this will last. The manual says transmitter should last about 18 hours. you have indicators for each of your trims listed here on the sides. And when you actually move the trim, you'll hear an audible indicator. And when you move it back to the center position, you hear a longer beep, which that's nice to see. When you move the throttle up, the backlight will come on. You can see how you get an indicator of the throttle level, and you also see that the propellers are moving on the helicopter. So it's a good safety feature to have. If you move the rudder stick back and forth, you can actually see the rudder movement there in the middle of the screen. And if you forget which is low and high rates, the other thing you can do is if you hold your stick all the way to the side and you hit your mode button, you can notice how the maximum level of your rudder is changing there. So that's your low rate, that's your high rate. So likewise on the right stick, you can move it around and actually get a visual of the movement at the bottom of the screen there. This part of the transmitter here actually isn't a button, but as I mentioned before, on the top, this is the dual rate button on the upper left. This isn't a button at all. This is kind of nice because it's got a stubby dipole antenna for the 2.4 gigahertz. I like to see that. And it has a flat bottom on it. It sets vertical very easily, no problems. The grips on the transmitter seem to be pretty nice. It's got a raised grip here. I would have liked something that was a little bit more durable feeling. It has a very plasticky feel, but it definitely has some weight to it, so you can tell it's got probably some good electronics inside. The LED is normally pretty bright. Okay, so the V911 comes with two of these single cell 130 milliamp hour Lipo batteries. These are nice because they have standard MCP-X connectors on the end of them. The other thing that's nice, it's got a little slot here down the middle, which kind of forces you to only be able to plug the battery in one way, which is a nice feature. The manual says that the flight time on these batteries is about 5 to 6 minutes. Now you can charge these batteries two different ways. It comes with this 2 battery charger. You take the battery, you just slide it in here, and it's got the slot that I mentioned that only allows you to slide it in one way. And it's got 2 indicator lights on the top here. Now these will light when they're charging. They'll go off when it's done charging. Now if you're at the flying field and you want to charge it, you just open up the back of the transmitter, and there's a little charge cable here that comes out. It plugs right into the back and it'll start charging them. Now if you're at home and you don't want to use your power from your transmitter, it comes with this nice little USB adapter. You just plug this in here, plug this into any USB port, and you can charge it that way. So that was pretty nice. So the manual says that the charge time on this is about 30 minutes. Okay, so this of course is the instruction manual, and I actually like to read instruction manuals just so I know all of the details and the ins and outs about something. But this is the instruction manual for the V911. I think it's quite good. It's quite detailed. My only complaint about it was the English in it wasn't that great, but the details were really nice. The illustrations in it are really nice too. It's very professional. You can see some of the illustrations there and how detailed they are. It's very nicely done. The other good thing is in the back it has a breakout of the individual parts should a part break, and let's be honest, they do break, and a list of different parts. So I actually went online and looked and was able to find most of the parts were available online, and the prices were very, very cheap. So that was nice to know. I hate to invest money in a helicopter that I know that once it breaks, I can't buy any parts for it. The other thing was, as far as the support goes, I found that there was a really big RC groups thread on the V911. We're talking like over 1,500 pages of posts of people that fly this helicopter and really enjoy it. So yeah, it's good to know that there is some community support out there too.
To continue, click this link to watch the flight testing, indoors and outdoors, and some final review thoughts for the V911 helicopter. Thanks for watching the M Mary 2 channel. Click to subscribe for more exciting RC videos.